You know, it's kind of funny because I've been sitting on this video for probably like 2 months now. I wrote this script during the summer. It was before preseason even started, and I don't know why I didn't make the video, but after watching the Warriors, I think this might be the best time for this video, especially because Steph, Clay, and Draymond, they're getting a year older this year. So pieces of their young core, they're gonna need to step up. Yeah, this might be the perfect time to do this video. As always, if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. And if you're not new, you already know what to do. Hit that like button and let me know what you think about the topic in today's video. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like it, because honestly, this is kind of a different video. This is more or less looking at somebody who has potential and who I think could actually ascend to another level to help their team. So in this case, this video is regarding Moses Moody and the Warriors, and I feel like he's gonna have to play a pretty big role and step up if they're gonna help repeat as champions. Now, of course, you have Jordan Poole there to facilitate that, James Wisemen. But their young core of Moody, Kuminga, Wiseman, and Poole, their potential is through the roof entering this upcoming season. And I think this is the year where the Warriors are actually gonna not only be forced to, but they're willing to play them a little bit more than they have in years past, just so they could get their feet wet and get some experience under their belt. Now, the Warriors for sure have insight of what the 14th overall pick Moody will be able to do. But, you know, like I said, it's one of those things where we haven't seen him on the court as much as we would like to, but I'm sure he got something in the works, especially because the other night I saw him hit a couple threes in confidence, and it looks scary. It looks scary for years to come after Steph, Clay, Draymond, all of them leave. Steph is here to stay, Clay is more than likely here to stay, but Dre is probably leaving. But even if and when he leaves, they have a hall of talent that can support him leaving. Now, last year Moody was buried on the depth chart that was veteran led, and last year he only averaged 4 points per game, 1.5 rebounds in 11 minutes, and he only played 52 games as a rookie, so that's not much time to really do much. So most of his work, it comes in practice. The Warriors weren't too active this year in free agency, and that's for great reason, because again, they already have young guys in Moody, Kuminga, Wiseman, and Jordan Poole for their future, so there was really no reason to hit the free agency like other teams needed to help their depth. This team knew most of their vets were out the door, and it opened up the opportunity for their young core to rise up and gain some experience and be ready to have a bigger role this upcoming season. After losing a few key supporting players, they made a slight splash in signing Dante DiVincenzo, who is an NBA champion, so he has that championship experience. And other than Clay's minutes, I do think the shooting guard minutes will be shared amongst Moody and DiVincenzo. We already know that Steve Kerr is not shy to put at the three sometimes, but regardless, I think those guys are going to be sharing the two position next to Clay as opposed to Poole. We've already seen that Poole is going to be a six man. I showed that on an earlier video about him being one of the most underrated players in the league. Go watch that if you haven't already. But regardless, he's a six man because you're not taking Steph out the starting lineup. You're not taking Clay. You can't put Jordan Poole at the 3 or 4, and I don't think you're taking Wiggins or Draymond out the lineup. So at that point, you have Kayvon Looney, and you're not taking your 5 out the lineup either. So, you know, that automatically puts him at the 6-man position. And the reason I have to explain this is because I had people on Twitter telling me he makes 100 something a year, he shouldn't be. Come on now, let's use our minds. I understand he's making the money he's making, but the starting 5 is the starting 5, and it just is what it is. Last season, DiVincenzo bounced around a bit, and it resulted in a dip in his efficiency and production because he struggled to remain consistent for majority of the year. His career high 3-point percentage is 39.7%. His career high from 3 is 37.9%, which was his final year in Milwaukee, and he'll more than likely see similar looks to that he did when he was in the Bucks jersey. As for Moody, during his rookie year, his efficiency was pretty solid for a rookie, and he can defend at a pretty high level. Spacing the floor will be key with him and Kuminga on the floor, especially if Wiseman is a part of that second unit. But overall, this team's depth is pretty deep and young at the same time. Their second 5 is potentially better than a lot of teams' starting 5, and honestly, they could put that second 5 out, and I genuinely believe they can either match the level that, you know, the starters have, or they can even exceed it some nights when the starters are having a struggle night. Moody had an impressive 2-game stint in this year's summer league, and he's ready for more minutes. It's simple as that. All I have to say is don't let the quiet statistical production from Moody deter you and think he's not that good. As I stated before, this was a veteran-led team last year, both starting 5 and on the bench, so it was going to be hard to get him minutes anyway. One of those guys that had those minutes that Moody was reaching for was Gary Payton II. We already know what he brought both offensively and defensively, so it didn't really make sense to have Moody taking his minutes or anything of that nature. That it just wasn't going to happen. Moody's versatile abilities off the catch were an eye-opener in year 1 to me, and he seemed adept at attacking closeout in a variety of ways, finishing around the rim, and being able to stop on a dime and pull up. There were times where he would hesitate and the clear moment where he wasn't sure what to do or where to go in a situation. But to me, that comes with a young player, and it's not too much to be worried about. To me, a 19-year-old guard being this comfortable, especially on a contending team that wouldn't give him the green light, is pretty frightening if we're being honest. He already has amazing length at his position, and the defensive ability is already there. There isn't much left for Moody but to sharpen his efficiency and decision making, which isn't going to be hard on a team with Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Those are all immensely talented basketball players. Moody routinely draws aggressive closeouts because he can shoot fairly well and is respected. And what is even more amazing about this is the most closeouts don't really bother him, or he has the length to rise up and shoot over the top of the defender. He's aggressive in getting his looks, scoring, and his off-ball package comes with high regard. It's pretty nice. Moody's multifaceted off-ball and on-ball arsenal is a perfect complement to the Warriors' motion-heavy read and react offensive scheme. Not only can he thrive as a scorer, driver, and passer when afforded the opportunities to do so, he will also be able to amplify those opportunities through his decision-making ability improving. I was really intrigued originally in how good Moses Moody really is, knowing that his sample size was limited. So I went back and watched the tape to say his game, and through me studying personally, it only amplified my optimism and confirmed that he is indeed a dog. Moody is a good flexible scorer that can leverage his jumper into bigger contributions for this team, and though his defense needs some refinement, it's still extremely strong for a guy that's going into his second year. And as he steps into this season, which we're already into, he'll be in an upgraded role, which we've already seen thus far, and Moody will then illuminate under the lights as he already has, and he will help ease the loss of Golden State's veteran bench core. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. Let me know what you guys think about Moses Moody, how his impact on this Warriors team could really come to fruition and help them with the championship. And until next time, it's your greatest hoop stories and debates on the tube, and I'm out.